Hi everyone, welcome to Learning Impact. In today's lecture, we will discuss the difference between material and non-material culture. So let's start. Okay, what are the differences between material and non-material culture? First, we have to look into definition of it. Material culture refers to the natural and the human created objects to which people have attached meaning. So anything which you use, if it may be natural, for example, the fruits we eat, we get from natural resources, and human created objects, any luxury item which you use. So this is the material culture, and in case of the non-material culture, it refers to norms, laws, ideas, custom, belief of a group of people. So the principle or the belief system of the society is called non-material culture. The custom, the rituals, for example, marriage ceremony, the funeral ceremony, how you hold that ceremonies, the belief system behind that, or we can say the rituals, these are the non-material culture because it is based on the norms of the society. Then nature, material culture it involves tangible and the physical objects. Tangible and physical objects means that material culture is concrete and visible. It includes the object which has some physical appearance, some size, some shape. It means it is not something that is hypothetical or abstract. But in case of non-material culture, it is intangible concept and belief, which means that it is based on the hypothetical and the abstract concepts. Then how it impact our society? Material culture has practical needs because material culture impact our daily life by providing tools for survival, comfort and expression. For example, the cell phone used for communication, the pen you use for writing, the paper you use for writing, the fan you use for air. So this is how that material culture has practical needs, while in case of the non-material culture, it shapes the moral values. It influences the social cohesion, moral values and shared identities. Then how it evolved with time? Material culture evolved as a technology advanced. For example, our ancestors were using the radio, which was the only source of only source of news for our elders. But as the technology advanced, now we have various forms of screen which we use for news and any other information. So this is the material culture which evolved as a technology advance. And in case of the non-material culture, it evolved when the society norms get shifted, and society norms often get shifted with the social change. For example, the feminism, which was a social we can say the social movement which brought a shift in the society norms. So this is actually the non-material culture evolution. Then how it influenced identity? Material culture gave a visual representation of the culture identity. For example, for the how you what kind of utensils you use for eating, it is a representation of your cultural identity. But in case of the non-material culture, it shaped the personal identity. What kind of thinking is how you think about the certain phenomena of the society, so this is actually your personal identity. So we can say that non-material culture influenced that how people perceive themselves and also their position in society. So in this way, they shape the personal identity. Okay, then culture exchanges and globalization. Material culture can be easily shared and adopted, and it can be easily shared and adopted through globalization, which leads to the cross-cultural influences. So material culture, for example, the technology which has been invented in China will be get imported into Pakistan and then used by the people of here. So the material culture, it means that it can be easily shared and adopted because it is something that the materials we use. While in case of the non-material culture, as it is the belief system which pass from generation to generation, so mostly it is difficult to change the beliefs as compared to the material culture as much as quickly. So it influences the beliefs globally. So we can say that no material culture can also spread an impacting belief system and values on the global scale. Then preservation. For example, if you want to preserve your material culture, then what we have to preserve? First, the museum, which is the identity of our material culture. The conservative efforts should be made to preserve the artifacts of the society. So in this way, the material culture can be preserved. While in case of the non-material culture, if we want to preserve our belief system, we have to pass our tradition to our next generation. So in their practices, it will be preserved. Then education and transmission. Material culture can be visually observed. When you look at someone's lifestyle, you will understand the material culture of that person, and then it can be passed down from generation to generation. While in case of the non-material culture, it is not something you can visually observe, but you have to communicate it through language. When you talk with them, you understand their belief system, so then you understand their non-material culture. Then changes. Material culture is considered more flexible as compared to non-material culture because it is easily to adopt, or we can say the modification in the material culture is so quickly as compared to non-material culture, which is rigid. Then influence on behavior. How these material and non-material culture influence individual behavior. Material culture shape how individuals live because it is all about the lifestyle. It is all about the things which you use, the items, the luxury items you use. So this is shaping that how individual live. While in case of the non-material culture, it provide a framework for how individuals should behave. So in case of the material culture, it often serves practical functions, shaping how individuals live and also interact with their environment. But in case of the non-material culture, it influences behavior, interactions, and social dynamics by providing a framework for how individuals should behave and relate to one another. So this is all about the non-material culture. Okay, then we have some examples of material and non-material culture as we discuss any physical object which you use. So for example, the house in which you live, the road on which you walk, the vehicle which you use for transportation, the pen you use for writing, the table you use for placing something, radio set you use for information, and book which you use for reading. So this is all our material culture. And there are also all the things which you use which is not abstract, means which is tangible object, can be touched, is material culture. And non-material culture, the religion, which is the belief system, the art, the ideas, the customs, value system, attitudes, and knowledge. This is all your non-material culture. Okay, as we discussed the differences between material and non-material culture, but at the last we will discuss that how they are interlinked. Means that for material and non-material culture, they coexist in our society. One cannot exist without other. For example, the metro pass which you use for transportation, this is the material culture. It is a card, something which you can touch, a tangible object, so it is a part of your material culture, but acceptance of paying for transportation is non-material culture. The belief that the belief behind this, that for transportation I have to pay. So this belief system behind the transportation, this is the part of your non-material culture. Another example, for example, the school building, which is a material culture, but the teaching methods, the educational standards, which is in your mind, which you have to implement for making this school building functional. So this is the non-material culture. Similarly, we can give another example that the jewelry, the dresses, these all are your material culture. But when you prefer one dress over another for a specific event, so the belief, or we can say the choice behind this, is based on the belief system, which is part of your non-material culture. So hence we can say that they are interlinked and they are correlated. For example, if you have school building but don't know about the teaching method, educational standards, of course school building is not functional. So this is the material and non-material culture, and they are linked with each other. So this was the end of our lecture. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your questions in the comment section below, and like, share, and subscribe our channel for latest lectures. Thank you.